Hello, vibrant living alchemists. This is a different time to be together with you. It's at 1:27 in the afternoon instead of around 8:20, 8:15 in the morning. And I missed you all this morning as I got up and realized I had a meeting to go to, so I didn't have the opportunity to come and tap with you. I missed that. So I really am appreciating how we gather together. We've heard so many times we're in this together, and one of the ways I know we're in it together is when we connect and use our tools, our energy tools. I'm Jean Catherine Carlson, Vibrant Living Alchemist, and today I want to share something that I heard that helped me to look again at fear. Fear has been up for us. We've been tapping on it a lot since all of this new way of being has come into our lives, and sheltering, and all the above. Fear. So I was listening to Abraham Hicks this morning. Abraham is a channeled energy that comes through Esther Hicks, and it's more popularly known as for the law of attraction. As I've been listening to Abraham over the years, there are some things that keep coming around and I get reminded of, and I think, oh yeah. So here's the piece I want to share with us today. When we experience fear, and now I'm not talking about that biological, necessary fear that pops up when we're almost going to get run over by a car and it gets us out of the way, or that natural response when someone's loved one is truly in danger and it gives us the strength, the mother that has the strength to lift the car up from the child. That's different. Or anything that is truly threatening and the fear that comes up and enables us to take action and get out of harm's way. That is a very appropriate and necessary biological response built into our amazing body's neurological systems. The fear that I'm referring to is, I heard a phrase about anticipatory grief, anticipating something going wrong, anticipating the challenges, and or taking on the heaviness of the world right now and allowing that kind of fear to get into our being. Abraham says about that kind of fear, fear is an indication that source energy has a different opinion about what's going on than what we are seeing, what I am seeing in the moment. So here's an example. As I look out in the world, I can choose to see if I'm in the fear, if I'm on the fear track. I can be terrified of the unknown. I can be terrified of what might happen to me for my health, what's going to happen to me for my financial health, and then ditto for family and friends and for the whole globe. That's the fear route. Now, source energy, so if you imagine source energy of the power of life itself, the power of love, the wisdom, the intelligence of life, the wisdom and intelligence of love, from that perspective, what if this is exactly what we need? Put the pause button on life to create a new global story that allows for more kindness, that allows for equitability, that allows for taking care of these bodies as well as our pocketbooks and ego. What if this is actually one of the best things that could happen to us on this globe? I have a sense that not so much with those emotions, but I have a sense that life energy is simply contributing big time to an invitation to evolve, to raise up, to shift and to change. So that's the dance we're playing. Now, as sympathetic, empathetic, sensitive people, we tend to take that on. And I remembering my mom would say, well, when I would challenge her about worrying, and by the way, I heard this amazing thing yesterday too, that the root word for worry is about strangle. So when we worry, we strangle ourselves and we're not able to really see the big picture. My mom would say, well, if I don't worry, then does that mean I don't care? So we've got a lot of cultural sorting, sifting through to do around that whole business. How does worry help? Does it help? Does it mean I care? Does taking on other people's fears mean I don't care? If I choose to be kind to myself and choose to feel good even in these times and send love energy to people, does that mean I'm not taking it seriously? So these are all questions for us to ask as we go through these times. So today I'm going to do a little bit of tapping on, we're going to go a few rounds on this very thing. Tapping to give ourselves permission to feel good even when other people are feeling bad. I can feel as bad as I can muster up. That's really not going to help anybody feel good. I can feel deep grief over all the people who are dying, who are in challenging health situations. I can feel that grief and allow compassion without taking it on and having it impact my nervous system. So there is and you all have to figure this out for yourself, because everybody's balancing point is in a slightly different place. And none of it is wrong. It's all exactly perfectly divine wherever you are. Even if you're in the camp of, I've got to worry. I can't imagine going through this without worrying. How would I do this without worrying? Well, that's a good question. And you can ponder that, and it's okay. Wherever you are, it's okay. And here's the other thing that I know that I love about something that Abraham says, is that my inner being, your inner being, knows the path of least resistance through whatever we're experiencing. So our global inner beings know the path of least resistance towards a more wholesome future. What does that mean? That means that our inner beings, our guides, our inner divinity, you can call it Jesus, you can call it God, you can call it Buddha. If it feels good to have it somewhat externalized, that's fine. For me, it's about more internalizing and knowing that God is everywhere, therefore God is in every one of my cells. And that guidance knows me better than I know myself. And that guidance knows the limiting beliefs I carry, knows what's in my way, and it still guides me around the obstacles to a place where I can feel better. And when I feel better, more creativity and light I have access to. And it's a win-win. Then I'm able to share that light out into the world, and it can somehow support others. That doesn't mean I don't get scared. It doesn't mean I don't deeply grieve for the level of loss, personal and global, we are experiencing. It's a paradox. The paradox is that I can do this inner work and allow this light to come through and embrace the shadow part. There's a song that at Unity in San Francisco, they taught us a song for washing our hands. 20 minutes washing our hands. We've seen videos how to do that thoroughly and all that. We're all experts at washing our hands now. And there's a song that they came up with. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy. I am hearty, I am wealthy. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. My sister added another piece to it, and I changed it up a little bit. So before I sing this, remember that within us are all these parts. We have a cacophony inside. You have as many, well, I don't know if you have as many inner parts as there are people on this planet. Perhaps I haven't gotten to know all the billions of parts, yet I know that there are a lot of them, and there is no end to the number of parts we have inside, because as they say, as within, so without, as without, so within. So we have all these parts. So, and these parts don't always play nice with each other. And that's why we've got the competing fear and love and all of this stuff. So as you're washing your hands and singing the song, here is one additional verse that I've been playing with. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy. Now my parts have joined the party. To be hale, to be healthy, to be whole. All my parts have joined the party. All my parts have joined the party. To be hale, to be healthy, and be whole. All my parts, that means all of them. So when we tap now and we say, I choose to love and accept all of me, all those parts, all the parts, no matter what. All right, so here we go. Let's do a few minutes of tapping, and then we will be off for the day. Again, hand sanitizer. If you, I'm going to have you touch your face if you choose, so take full responsibility for your well-being. If you haven't just washed your hands or use sanitizer, feel free to just tap on your collarbone or the back of the neck or the top of the head. That can work too. That's just as effective. Tapping, you can't get it wrong, as long as you don't pound yourself with a hammer, which you will not do. All right, so here we go on the beginning of the karate chop. Even though a part of me is afraid not to be afraid, a part of me feels this fear is serving, a part of me can't help but be afraid, and I choose to love, honor, and accept all of me no matter what. Great, and shake that out. Two more times on the karate chop. Even though there's all this fear in the world, and I can't help myself but pick it up, even if I don't want to. And I choose to love, honor, and accept all of me and all of my parts. Shaking that out. And one more time on the karate chop. Even though there's a lot of fear in the world, and it seems to be a pretty healthy response to what's going on, shouldn't I be afraid? Can I take this seriously and yet not be afraid? And I choose to love, honor, and accept all of me anyway. And shake that out. One of the powerful pieces about tapping is that it allows us to embrace all of what is. So we say, even though there are these parts that are afraid, I choose to love, honor, and accept all of me. And it's bringing that, the diversity, honoring and including all diversity, all inner diversity, that makes tapping so powerful. All right, here we go. Beginning of the eyebrows. Yep, I get caught in fear on the outside of the eyebrows. It seems to be a reasonable response. under the eyes. It actually feels irresponsible not to be afraid, under the nose and on the chin. This is serious stuff. On the collarbone. There's so much tragedy and grief on the globe. On the wrists. I need to stay in the fear and the grief so that people will know I'm taking this seriously. I need to hold on to this fear and grief so that I can honor other people's fear and grief. And beginning of the eyebrows. And yet I know, on the outside of the eyebrows, that if I stay only in fear and grief, under the eyes, I may not have access to my most creative parts. Under the nose and on the chin, I can allow fear and grief in. On the collarbone, without letting them take up residence in my body. Okay, let's listen to that. That felt really good to me. I don't know how it felt to you. Would love to know. On the wrists. Let's do that one more time. I can allow fear and grief on the top of the head to visit me, beginning of the eyebrows, without letting it take up permanent residence on the outside of the eyebrows. I have the power now, under the eyes, to feel the fear and the grief under the nose and on the chin, to give it a voice, maybe in journaling, maybe in tapping, maybe in sharing with a friend. And on the wrists, I can give my grief and fear a voice on the top of the head without letting it take over. Shaking that out. Well, feel into the power of that. This isn't about not feeling afraid. This isn't about making any emotions wrong. It's about acknowledging, giving our fearful parts an opportunity to come up and say, I'm scared. This doesn't feel good. To let our grief come up when we hear about friends and loved ones, having friend and loved ones exposed or impacted by this. Those who are leaving the planet. I can be in that grief, and I can also at the same time be in the celebration of the dolphins swimming upstream into Venice, of the pictures that I saw today of Los Angeles, of the sky over Los Angeles, and how that's changed. We have the potential and the emotional capacity to hold both of those. That is the truth, and that's what we're tapping on. So before I do our signature closing of let it go, let it go, let it go, today is April Fool's Day. So I'm not fooling. You really do have the capacity to hold both of those at the same time. And then there's the dance back and forth. And so I'm over here and I'm over here, and I'm aware, the awareness of being where I'm at. So it's not April Fool's. You really can. You really can. You really do have the capacity to hold both of those. I got a new card deck today. So I'm going to share this with you. Then we will do our let it go and be complete for the day. The new deck I got, it was from, there we go, Colette Baron Reed, The Good Tarot. It's likely backwards. And a beautiful card. Oddly enough, as I pulled it out and shuffled it a couple times, what popped up? The Fool. Isn't that hysterical since it is April 1st? I want to share this message with you. Fool, enthusiasm. Are we not fools if we find ourselves enthusiastic about life at this time? Much of the general consciousness would say that is so foolish. Listen to the fool from the Good Tarot. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even impractical, and dare I say now, dangerous. However, when this card appears, especially on April 1st, I can take a risk and trust that with faith, anything is possible. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I'm learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. The invisible realms reveal each step along the way. So let's put your left wrist into your right hand, reach your fingers around and squeeze gently. And repeat after me. Let it go. Let the need to feel fear and grief go. Let me rephrase that. This is more accurate. Let me go of the need to hold on to fear and grief. Notice how that's really different. We're going to feel it. We need to feel it. We don't need to hold on to it. So letting go of the need to hold on to fear and grief. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And breathing in, hands on your lap, and on the out breath, say peace. Breathing in, and peace. Thank you for being with me this afternoon. I posted here on Wake Up to Vibrant Living that at 5 o'clock I will be one of the panelists on a Facebook Live in Be the Light in the group there. So please, if you are inspired, come and join me there. And be well today. Allow the invisible realm to reveal every step along your way, knowing that your inner being knows the path for you right now. Tomorrow I will be back with you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. See you then. Bye.